You got a good Mattingly story? I mean, he is my favorite baseball player of my generation, if you will. My daughter's middle name is Mattingly. I adore the guy. I think he is just the man. But you got a good Mattingly story for me, Jim Abbott, please?
Rich put me in the same category. I love Donnie Mattingly, and I loved him more after
Mm.
being a teammate with him.
Mm.
We showed up to spring training. It was my first spring training with the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going through the mundane, boring pitchers fielding practice on the backfield in Fort Lauderdale. The position players don't even have to be in spring training yet.
Mm-hmm.
And out walks Donnie Mattingly, full uniform, has his glove. He walks out to this backfield and he jumps into the PFP most boring drill just because he wanted to get a feel for all the pitchers on the team and what, how they covered first base and their speed getting over there. And he wanted them to get a feel for the way he liked to communicate. And that's just who Donnie was. I mean, you can take him out of Evansville, but you can't take Evansville out of the boy. And he was cool as could be. He could wear a sport coat with turtles on it and a turquoise bracelet, and you'd go, "Yep, that works, Donnie. That's perfect."
Right. I feel the same way. And then, that was 94, I think is the year you're talking about, your first year of spring training with the Yankees, a year after your no-hitter. And that, Mattingly was breaking down physically, unfortunately, and he still finished top 20 in the MVP voting that year with his umpteenth gold glove of his career. And it's just a killer to me that the Yankees just went on that dynastic run the year after he left. I mean, it still hurts me as a person.
Anyone deserved it, he did. And, even when he was hurt, even if he had a pulled rib cage muscle or something, he would still take batting practice. He wouldn't swing, but he would watch pitches come in to stay sharp. And he could move around the Yankee clubhouse from, the group of relief pitchers to the starting pitchers to the position players. And he moved effortlessly and seamlessly through all those different clicks. He was the captain for a reason. And, he was Derek Jeter before Derek Jeter.
Last one for you in terms of memory lane for this. You mentioned earlier, Jim, that you heard rumblings about some disappointment within Yankee management after you got shelled by Cleveland. That sounds like that could come from a certain shipbuilder from the city of Cleveland who did not like losing, period, let alone to the hometown team from Cleveland. And George M. Steinbrenner III, the owner of the New York Yankees. Would I be accurate in saying some of those rumblings came from that particular office of the Yankees, Jim?
Would be very accurate.
Yep, but I'm sure he might have been the first one after you threw that no-hitter in Yankee Stadium against Cleveland. Whatever he might have been upset about went out the window right there. What was he like after you throwing that no-hitter, Jim?
Rich, he was amazing. There was a bottle of champagne, a magnum of champagne in my locker. I got a beautiful engraved cigar box made for the Yankee organization. And I went to Yankee Stadium last week. I threw out the first pitch. I went in the booth with Paul O'Neill and Michael Kay and Susan Walma, all the group. And they just rolled out the red carpet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was struck, honestly, for all the talk of the tumultuousness of the Yankee organization. There were so many friends in the front office, in security, in every role who were still there. And it was emotional. There was a lot of hugs and just the way, their welcome, their generosity with this film has been absolutely heartwarming to me. It means a lot.
Do you still have stuff from that day? What do you got?
Oh,
what do you have?
Yeah, I have my favorite memorabilia. I got to the ballpark the next day, and the grounds crew, Frankie was, I forget, I don't have his last name right now, but Frankie was the leader of the grounds crew. And people don't know, Frankie was also missing a hand like I am. And when I got to the ballpark the next morning, slight headache, they called, the grounds crew called me on the field and they dug out the pitching rubber out of the mound. And they had every player on the Yankees sign it. And
wow.
Yeah, for people who don't know, the pitching rubber is a big hunk of rubber and metal, and it's not easy to get out of the ground. And they pulled it out. They had everybody sign it, and we took a picture with it, and it sits in my office to this day. It's my proudest piece of memorabilia from my career.
Jeez. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.